So next, we have our next keynote speakers for the opening session, and these are the principal investigators of this wonderful Bench to Community initiative, Drs. Lindsey Treviño and Dede Teteh. Dr. Lindsey Treviño is an assistant professor in the Division of Health Equities and Department of Population Sciences at City of Hope. She has been the recipient of numerous honors and awards, including recognition as a future leader advancing research in endocrinology by the Endocrine Society and as an NIH Future Research Leader. She currently serves on the board of directors of the Endocrine Society. Her research is focused on understanding the molecular basis by which exposure to endocrine disrupting chemicals promotes the development of hormone-dependent cancers, including breast and ovarian cancer. And our next keynote speaker as well, Dr. Dede Teteh, is certified public health professional with a wide breadth of experience across academia, research, policy development, and strategic communications. She has been the recipient of numerous honors and awards, including selection as a Bill and Melinda Gates Scholar and National Cancer Institute's Scholar in Training. She serves as an area board member for the American Cancer Society and is a legislative ambassador for the ACS's American Cancer Society's Cancer Action Network. She has firsthand experience in community and population-based research and uses community-based participatory approaches to address health disparities in the most vulnerable populations. So for today's discussion, both of them will discuss and talk about the Bench to Community initiative. So with that, welcome Dr. Trevino and Dr. Teteh.
Thank you, Jazma, for that introduction and for serving as moderator for this session. Also, thank you to Dr. Kittles for that kickoff, and a very big thank you to Dr. Senator Leyva for taking the time to be with us today and for being such a big champion for women's health, for communities of color, and for the clean beauty movement. We appreciate all of the work that you've done, and we look forward to more of your successes and wins in this area. I'd also like to thank our community stakeholders on this project, Coco McDowell and Tanya Fairley. Without them, this project sort of doesn't exist, really. And so I'd like to thank them for sticking with us and working with us through this project. And you will be hearing more from them later in the program, and I'm really looking forward to that as well. We are excited about you all joining us for this discussion, and I sincerely hope that you walk away armed with actionable knowledge regarding women's health issues, cancer risk and prevention, how to reduce your exposure to chemicals and personal care products. And a theme that you'll hear throughout is how important it is to support Black and Brown communities and businesses, and also voting. Vote. It's very important to have your voice heard, and it's a right that you have as Americans. So thank you again for engaging in this conversation with us. With that, I will hand it over to Dr. Teteh to talk about the amazing things that she's doing as part of this project.
Thank you, Dr. Treviño. Thank you again. I just echo every single sentiment as she just went over, from Dr. Senator Leyva to Dr. Kittles, for just being with us, and all of the speakers that are with us today. So thank you all so much for being a part of this amazing experience that we're going to have today. Again, so my name is Dede Teteh, and I'm one of the co-investigators of the Bench to Community initiative, and I'm just so excited to be here. This has been a lot of planning to get to this day, and I'm just really, really excited to see all the things that we're going to have a discussion about today. So we're here today because, 1 in 8 women will get breast cancer in their lifetime. And for Black women that get this disease, they're 40% more likely to die from the disease than white women, our white women counterparts. So there are many reasons why there are differences in health outcomes between these racial groups, but and various different social determinants, health factors as well. And during this symposium, like Lindsey stated earlier, we will be focusing on environmental factors and evidence linking chemicals in our personal care products to breast cancer risk. So Bench to Community is a collaboration, like Lindsey said, between community members, community stakeholders, our advisors, and researchers. And this project is really one part of this project is really the health education piece. And this is what you are all taking part of today as a part of the symposium. And the second piece of that is the survey data collection that we are going to be, that we have been engaged in for this past year. So yes, this is a research project, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm so excited that we're able to bring so many of our gifts to this project, both Dr. Treviño and I, and also our community members and all of the gifts that they're bringing to this project as well. And the other aspect of this is really the data collection aspect is really helping us to better understand the sociocultural factors that are related to hair product use and breast cancer incidence, with a special emphasis on Black women that carry the burden of the disease and are also have a higher exposure of endocrine disrupting chemicals found in their personal care products. And then later, Lindsey is going to share a bit more information about what we're doing in the laboratories, the exciting work that we're doing in the laboratory as a part of the Bench to Community duo. So this work, I would be remiss without saying that this work is founded and grounded in findings from the Cost of Beauty project. If you have ever heard me speak about the Bench to Community project, I always really give people their flowers while they're still with us. I have a huge belief in that. And I have to give a special thank you and just spotlight on some individuals that were a part of the data collection effort for the Cost of Beauty project, from individuals like Dr. Rebecca Ngewa to Bing Turner and Sabine Moniz, who were my partners in crime, so to speak, in the data collection efforts for the Cost of Beauty project, and really supported the efforts with us being in the community to collect survey information. And a special, again, thank you to the co-investigators of that project, Ms. Phyllis Clark of Healthy Heritage Movement, Ms. Eudora Mitchell of Quinn Community Corporation, and Dr. Susanna Montgomery of Loma Linda University. These women and their leadership is really one of the reasons why I am doing a postdoctoral fellowship in this particular topic area at City of Hope Comprehensive Cancer Center. So I just want to, again, if you guys just want to drop hearts and thank you to all of those women and the individuals that I just shouted out, because of those data collection efforts and the findings that we were able to get from that particular study, it really helps inform what we are doing at the Bench to Community. Sorry, I'm hearing a bit of a sound situation, so if you have your mics on, please mute them at this time. So again, Bench to Community really began when Dr. Treviño and I met during her interview for her current position. And since then, I've had the honor and privilege of being mentored by her, and also beyond grateful for her leadership and her partnership on this project. So thank you again to her for all the things that she's doing and how she's impacted in terms of my personal and professional growth throughout the process of this project. I also want to say thank you to Dr. Rick Kittles, who has mentored. Hello? Okay, you guys can still hear me? Everything went pause for a second. Not sure what just happened.
I hear you, Dede.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Hey, Tiffany.
Hey, girl.
So this project really, in February and March of this year, we gathered some community stakeholders together and we met at City of Hope, some of us in person and others of us online. And we conducted focus groups to really get an understanding of what we just said yes to, right? And the format of the focus group was co-facilitated actually by our dear intern at the time, Dorothy Galloway, who is now a project coordinator within the Division of Health Equity. So shout out to Dorothy for all of the hard work that you have supported us throughout your internship, and we just wish you the best of luck as you are. We know you're going to do amazing things. I'm going to expect nothing less. So thank you, Dorothy, for just co-facilitating that first discussion that we had with the group. And I also want to just thank some of the community stakeholders that were a part of that initial conversation was Patrina Holt of Natural Hair Queen, Kartasha Portis of Flow Trees, Dr. Astrid Williams of Damsel en Noir, and also manager of Beauty Counter, patient advocate and survivor Colma McDowell, and Tanya Fairley of Root Success and Strands on Grand, who you will be hearing from later today, both of our community advisors on that project. They lent their voices, and we had all of these great and amazing plans that we were going to hopefully, just share with the community folks to get people engaged on this project. And as you all know, March happened, and the world went on pause and went on standstill. So a lot of the plans that we had, unfortunately, we weren't able to implement. But we still had a project that we needed to collect data for, and we still had a project that we needed to forward as a part of the grant that we received from the American Cancer Society. So what do we do? So our community advisors, Tanya specifically, she sent me a text message one day and was just like, I know we can't do any of these plans in person, but why don't we do Salon Conversations virtually, which is a platform that she really helped us bring to the forefront, it's a space for us as community members, a space for us as researchers, just to have conversations about this topic. So we did that. We were able to develop a social media strategy with the help of Aisha Murphy and her consulting firm to really get us involved with what people are looking at today and the aesthetics of it all, and how can we promote research in a space where it's bombarded so many oftentimes with marketing, et cetera. So we took our research recruitment efforts and added marketing initiatives to it to get the word out about the project. We also really partner with community organizations to help us get the word out, because we can't do this work ourselves. So when we said this project is really is community led, we meant that. And a lot of the work that we've been doing for this past year has really resonated with so many community members, and they've joined us in getting the word out about this project. So I say that to say, again, this is a research project, and we need your help to get the surveys completed, and we need your help to get the word out and to continue to spread this gospel of the Bench to Community experience, because what we really want to do is we want to help support our communities, our survivors, to reduce their adverse risk to chemicals found in our personal care products. And we need your help to do that. So I'm going to send it back over to Dr. Lindsey Treviño to give us some updates about what's happening in the laboratory for the bench side of Bench to Community. Dr. Treviño?
Okay, so that was great. Thank you for walking us through what you've been doing and how the community has been really important for all of your efforts and our efforts. And I also want to thank you, Dr. Teteh, for pushing me outside of my comfort zone and working with me on a project that I would have never imagined that I would be doing. So I live in the lab, and I work with cell lines, and I work with animal models, and I know that it's important to do research that relates to people and that can help people and improve the health and lives of people. But I think sometimes as scientists, we can get kind of stuck in a box, and we can just keep focused on the minutia of what happens in the lab. And so I thank you for being my partner in this project and really helping expand, my worldview of this whole situation. And then I also would like to echo your thanks to Dr. Kittles for being the director of the Division of Health Equities and providing support for all of our research efforts. And, I really think that it's amazing that we are in an environment at City of Hope where we can do a lot of this really cool stuff that can cross different boundaries and different disciplines. So in the lab, we study the link between endocrine disrupting chemicals, or EDCs, and cancer development. And EDCs are chemicals that interfere with the body's network of glands and organs that produce, store, and secrete hormones. So some of these glands and organs include fat tissue, mammary gland or breast tissue, and other reproductive organs. And EDCs can be found everywhere. So they're very common. They're found in the environment, in food sources, in manufactured products, and in personal care products, which we are focusing on today. And studies have shown that EDCs can affect the body in a variety of ways, including stress responses, metabolism, which is how your body converts what you eat and drink into energy, reproduction, growth, and growth and development. And studies have also shown a link between EDCs and development and progression of cancer, particularly breast and prostate cancer, which you will be hearing more about today. And there's also growing evidence for these associations, but more research is really needed to determine exactly how EDCs affect these processes. And knowing how EDCs act will help us develop prevention and or therapeutic strategies to improve health in high-risk communities. Before we started our experiments, we knew several things. One, we knew that EDCs commonly found in personal care products have been detected in human tissues, including blood, urine, and breast tissue. Two, we also knew that EDCs alter mammary development, lactation, and susceptibility to breast tumor development in animal models. Three, we knew that EDCs promote the growth, migration, and invasion of cancer cells, including breast cancer cells, in a dish. However, these studies have mostly been conducted with cell lines and tissue samples from people with European ancestry. And so there is little to no data examining mechanisms of EDC action using Black cell lines or samples from the Black community. So in the lab, we are using Black breast cancer cell lines whose African ancestry has been confirmed by Dr. Kittles' group. Using confirmed Black cell lines is crucial for this project because in cancer research, experiments using human cell lines have been essential for increasing our understanding of how tissues function, how cancer develops, and also how effective drugs and therapies are. So using racially and ethnically diverse cell lines can help identify genes or pathways that drive the biological contribution to cancer disparities. And then hopefully we can eliminate those disparities. So in my group, we have focused our research on parabens, which are common preservatives used in personal care products, and they have been shown to mimic the natural hormone estrogen, as well as to promote survival, migration, and invasion of white breast cancer cell lines. But we don't know what they do to Black cell lines. So we are treating both white and Black cell lines with parabens, and we're measuring the effects on cell survival, migration, and invasion. We are also determining whether parabens turn on genes that promote cancer or turn off genes that inhibit cancer progression. And so far, we have some interesting preliminary data that suggests that parabens affect cell survival and alter gene expression in both white and Black cancer cell lines, with the Black cell lines showing potentially higher sensitivity. So while this is interesting, we do have a long way to go to determine what this means for women with breast cancer who may be exposed to parabens, but these results highlight the need for further study. And so I'm very proud to be a part of this project. And I think now we'll do Q&A between me and Dr. Teteh.
All right. So thank you, Lindsey, for just sharing some of the amazing things that you're doing in the laboratory. I've had an opportunity to shadow you and also some of your team members in the laboratory setting. And I'm just in awe about all the amazing things that you do on a daily basis. So thank you for being a partner as well as a leader and a mentor in this space for individuals like me that are not laboratory scientists. So I thought it would be fun. Probably didn't think it was going to be fun, but I thought it would be fun if each of us came up with one question to ask the other about the process that we have been on, or the journey that we've been on with this project. So the questions that are going to come up, we don't know what each other is going to ask what, but we're going to have a little bit of a discussion about some of the lessons learned throughout this bench to community experience and journey that we've been on. So I will ask the first question, unless you want to throw, I don't know, a penny in the air and heads and tails.
No, that's fine.
So I will ask the first question. And my question is, what have you learned about yourself, either both personally or professionally, during this bench to community journey that we've been on for over almost 2 years now?
Yeah. Oof. Okay. we should have did the coin toss. That is a very good question. So I guess I will say I'm going to say something that is professional, but it impacts the personal, right? So I think what I've learned and what I've come to realize is that when we're training, as bench scientists, and we're focused on getting grants and asking questions that'll get us money and, to be able to do research. But I've always, even during my training, I've always had an interest in, taking it back to the community. So, as a Latina, I've always wondered about pesticides and farm workers. And I've always worried about what environmental chemicals, air pollution, what's in the water and things, where I was growing up. And I never had the opportunity to, really explore that and make that part of my professional journey. So I had these questions and I had these concerns about disparities and things like that. But I really just focused on, okay, this is a pathway, this is a mechanism in cells. And then this, I need to get this grant and I need to get this other thing. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Okay.
So I think what I've learned is that you can take something that you're personally very passionate about and you're very interested in, and you can turn it into a successful professional path. And you just need to not be afraid to push yourself and go out there. And, I know my world of molecules and chemicals and whatever. But now I feel like my work is more fulfilling because I'm able to bring in the things that I care a lot about. So hopefully that wasn't blah, 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 blah.
That was great. I think one of the things that I admire most about you is your candidness, your candor, I should say. If it's not coming out of your mouth, it's written on your face, which I appreciate. Because I am the same way. You will know exactly. It may be good or bad, but it just is. And that's just what it is. And I think that's one of the things that we bonded over during your interview coming to City of Hope was I basically was like, blah, 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 blah. And your face was like, what? I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. I can have a conversation with this individual who knows where it will take us. But I think just in terms of who you are as an individual, you bring your full self to the stage in everything that you do. At least that's what I've experienced as just, observing you as you navigate your role here at City of Hope. So that was a fabulous response to the question. Okay, now your turn to put me
I know. I feel like mine is not as profound. And thank you for your kind words. I think I agree that when I interviewed, I was like, okay, I have to come to City of Hope because I have to work with Dr. Teteh. And also Dr. Kittles, of course. But of course. Okay, so I guess I have something along the same lines, but I would like to know what surprised you most. If there's been something that kind of surprised you that you really hadn't anticipated as we've gone through this journey of working on this project.
That's a really good question. What surprised me the most? I think I forgot how hard community engagement was for some reason. I don't know if I forgot, but I think I was reminded about how hard true and authentic community engagement can be. But one of the things that for me surprised me the most was just going with the flow. We've had a lot of bumps and turns and flips and a lot of things that happened throughout this year, that impacted all of us personally and professionally, whether it's the COVID-19 pandemic to the social injustices that are happening. Like all of us can feel that. And I think you and I had a conversation earlier this week where it was just like, I'm starting to feel everything that's happened this year, right? And then what do we do with that? So I think the most surprising thing for me out of this whole experience was learning when to stop was hard for me because it's almost like you're working from home and you should be able to balance working from home and then doing all the things that you do on a regular basis. But I had a really hard time just stopping and engaging in this project. I love what I'm doing with Bench to Community. So I think that was what my passion almost at times was overriding the, oh yeah, by the way, you need to eat. Oh, by the way, you need to sleep. But if you don't do A, B, C, or D, like you're not going to be around to enjoy any of the things that's happening. So I think the most surprising thing for me throughout this experience was learning balance was very important. And then also learning when it was difficult for me to say no a lot of times to our community stakeholders or advisors. They may not know this, but it was, they do now, but it was almost, like I just wanted to make sure everybody was good, almost playing like that mama bear situation, which was really weird because I don't have children. But it almost like became like, this is like my baby. This is a part of my life. And the people that were engaged in this project were a part of my family now. And I wanted them to be good. So it wasn't this project really, even though it was a research project, it connected with me with so many dynamic individuals within the community space that I almost took on too much of other people's burdens. And in addition to kind of like dealing with like everything else that I had to deal with. I don't know if that makes sense, but this is personal. I guess is all that I'm trying to say. So it was really difficult to get that balance, which I didn't think I would have a hard time with, but it also reminded me of how I operated when I was working on the Cost of Beauty project, which is also near and dear to my heart. That project is ongoing right now with Healthy Heritage with Ms. Phyllis. So if you guys are wanting to learn more about that, make sure that you email her. But this work is deeply personal. Like I want people to be good and I want our communities to be healthy. And I think it's a complete injustice what manufacturers are doing. I think it's a complete injustice that we have products on our shelves that are not good for our health, but they're still on our shelves. So I'll just stop there. That's my response. It was more of a reflection, the response.
Right. Yeah. No, I think, thank you so much for your honesty and openness, because I think you've just said what a bunch of us are feeling, right? Is that we've all kind of kept going, and then it's been like, well, maybe I'm not okay. I don't know. But, and I want to, I mean, I know it, you had trouble finding a balance and everything, but I want to commend you because, this has been a difficult time, but we've had 4 salon conversations. You've been out there doing Facebook Live events. And a couple of the salon conversations actually were not just about this project. They were about injustice and racism and what people can do. And I think it was really important for people to hear those things. And so this project has, because of your leadership, this project has not just focused on one very small area that's very important about, what's in your chemicals and what is your risk of cancer, but has also been a source and a space for the community for other things that we've needed during this time. So
Exactly. So I'm going to shift us a little bit because I just got the cue the cue time. Jazma, you're amazing. Thank you so much. I can write a book about how amazing Jazma Tapia is at this point because she's just been a source of help, answer prayers. So we're going to shift gears a little bit. So as a part of the Bench to Community Symposium, we have been working with some community organizations, and also we've used information from other organizations to really even take part like in the salon conversations. A lot of the data that we use to present to individuals have been from Breast Cancer Prevention Partners Right to Know report, for example, which really helped us with the conversation that we were having with community members. So as a part of the symposium, we are helping to support some very key organizations that are near and dear to our hearts, and that we just want to support their missions. So you have until October 29th. We are fundraising to support the missions, the research, and also social program efforts of Set for Life, Breast Cancer Prevention Partners, and the American Cancer Society Research HERS campaign. In a moment, I'm going to play a video with each of these organizations' leaders and partners on the importance of the work that they're doing to support our communities. So before we do that, on the screen are some of the prizes that you can win for donating to support their mission and their programs. So the winners will be selected live on our Facebook and Instagram account pages on Friday, October 30th. And you will need to follow us at Bench2 Community in order to know who wins. So follow us either on Facebook or on Instagram to hear who wins one of these fabulous prizes. So one winner is going to walk away with a total of $100 gift cards. One of the gift cards is from two of our community stakeholders, and as well as a $50 Visa gift card. So that is one prize that one winner will walk away from. 4 individuals are gonna walk away from some of our bundle prizes. So the bundle prizes are right there on the screen. For the sake of time, I'm not gonna go over all of them, but here's what you can do. You can donate $5 and that would be one name for your raffle. $10 will be 5 raffle tickets. $20 will be 10 raffle tickets. I think that's a pretty good deal to spend $20 to end up with $190 worth of beauty counter products, if I can say so myself. If you like the look that I am sporting today with my makeup, this was done with the Flawless in 5. It's a little mini commercial. So thank you all. You have until next Thursday to donate to support the amazing work of the organizations that you're going to be hearing from right after I stop talking. So we want to support them. And again, we also want to say each of our winners, all of our winners are going to be receiving 3 books co-authored by Tanya Fairley, one of our community advisors. In addition to, all the 4 winners of the bundle prizes are going to receive Silver Lining, Cancer Was the Best Worst Thing That Ever Happened to Me by Coma McDowell. And you all will be receiving those books in addition to the prizes that are currently on your screen. I think that's a very good deal. You're supporting the missions of wonderful organizations and you're going to get something out of it as well. So I'm going to encourage you to go to the Bench2 Community, that eventbrite.com link that you signed up to get to this symposium. Put in the money amount and be entered to win some of these fabulous prizes. Kenneth, the floor is yours to play our video of our community organizations. Please take it away.
Hi, my name is Autumn Holmes, the current board president for Set for Life. Set for Life stands for Senior Education and Training for Living Informed Futures Every Day. We are a volunteer-operated charitable nonprofit organization. Since 2004, we have provided underserved communities access to free resources to help them live healthier, happier, and longer lives. We are able to accomplish our mission through long-term, strategic, and value-driven partnerships. Since 2017, we've been focusing our efforts on improving the social determinants of health among African Americans through job resources, education, training, and youth mentoring. Whether you need help learning to eat better and exercise through our Eat, Move, Live weight management program, or you need assistance navigating a job interview, Set for Life is prepared to assist you. This year has provided many challenges for all of us, and we have seen a dramatic increase in visibility to various inequities, including social justice and healthcare. We are hopeful that a shift will continue to bring about lasting change, and we are absolutely hoping to continue helping you move forward.
BCPP provides young women with breast cancer information and resources that they're craving around prevention, around toxins, and around their environment.
I've worked with breast cancer prevention partners to ensure that dangerous chemicals are monitored in California so that families have safe and healthy environments to live, work, and play.
We really believe in what they're doing. We respect their commitment to the work, whether it's toughening up legislation, testing for carcinogens in cosmetics.
They're an organization that we can trust. We share the same goals in protecting people from toxic chemicals. They're honest, they're straightforward when times are tough, and they're the kind of organization that you want to have as a partner.
They were like mother bears, just the mama bears that came in here and wouldn't take no for an answer.
We were able to weaken and undermine the dastardly efforts of the chemical industry.
Here are these great leading universities working with Jeannie and her group to identify the environmental factors and the chemical factors that are increasing the risk of breast cancer.
We believe in the same core truth, that exposing the cause is the way to the cure.
Women researchers need women like you. Women are underrepresented in cancer research leadership and receive less funding than men. That's why we created Research Hers, Women Fighting Cancer, to better support and spotlight women at the helm of cancer breakthroughs.
This is a really exciting time to be involved in cancer research because there have been a lot of breakthroughs.
They have the drive.
I'm investigating why certain chemotherapies aren't working to treat triple-negative breast cancer.
They have the know-how.
A number of my peers have had to close their laboratories because they were unable to obtain NIH funding.
They just need you. Because if we want to beat cancer, we need all the brightest minds working on it. Together, we can fuel the future of women-led cancer research.
That was an amazing opening session. Thank you so much, Drs. Lindsey Treviño and Dr. Dede Teteh, for that. I am myself personally really excited for what's to come from this Bench to Community initiative.